This segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Rockin' Riley's USC, the best place to be during the game. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, joined now by Talanoa Hufanga, who leads USC in tackles through 3 games from that safety position. And Talanoa, does that sort of tell us something about you now that we're getting sort of our first full season getting to watch you? Is that the kind of safety you are? You like being up near the action?
I'm just trying to do whatever the coaches, want me to do. Just trying to be assignment perfect and do my job. That's what they preach every week, attention to detail. So for me to just show up each week and try to be consistent, that's the kind of player I'm trying to be.
It's more fun up in there, though, right?
Yeah, it definitely is, no doubt.
Watching the film, I thought you had a great game, but you were up there, you were physical, making tackles, but you've had my favorite play of the early college football season. On that fourth down, I didn't even get to watch it on
heard
film.
Sean in the booth; he was so fired up.
I didn't even get to watch it on film because they didn't even put it on the tape because it didn't happen. But when you came up at fourth down and you put the crack on that running back, man, I almost jumped out the booth. How was that play, man?
Just try to read it. John was trying to put me in position to make a play. Everybody was in their gap, and kind of everything works out when everybody's doing their job. So for me, I was just excited to be physical and be nasty. That's what you're trying to do on the field, obviously, but. I'm just excited to be out there with my guys. So.
I was fired up, man. I was going crazy.
Yeah, that was it's too bad.
And then you stopped them on the next one.
Yep. I watched that play, and, as a USC fan, you know who I think of, number 43, a young Polynesian safety like yourself. What do you think of a guy like Troy Polamalu? I mean, is that a kind of guy that you grew up idolizing?
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity for me to just try to follow in his footsteps, coming here from Oregon, too, so another Oregon guy, for me. I'm just
small school guy, too, right? You're a small school guy?
Yeah, very small school. So I'm just we're trying to make a name for the state. So for me to be out there with the guys, it's a great opportunity. So,
what was Clancy's message after this game? Obviously, you guys were in some short fields and kind of in some bad positions. You guys battled the way out of but still give up some yards. What's Clancy's message to you guys after watching the film?
We got to move on. We just got to keep going. We got to move forward. We can't relax and mourn on the loss. We got to keep moving forward. And for us, just to lock in our assignments this week and just make sure we're everything perfect. So we're just trying to do everything we can to get a win. So.
What about the leaders? What's the mindset from the leaders, your colleagues, your captains on the team?
Trying to be very vocal. I think communication was a big key. I think we just got to keep working on each week. I think we can never be over-communicated team. So we always got to keep going, keep working, and everybody got to do their job. And when everything happens, everything goes well. So.
Coach Burns talked about you guys. I've talked to Coach Burns a couple times. You guys are talented players, but just not a lot of experience back in the back end. What is it like through these first 3 games? How has the back end been playing, and what's Coach Burns' message to you guys?
We got to be the deepest of the deepest. Just try to do our job. I think, as experience comes throughout the games, we're trying to just build a sense of confidence for us just to go out there and just make our plays when they come to us and make an opportunity when it comes. So.
You played every snap in the first game. You obviously came out at the end of the second game because of the score. I think you played pretty much the whole third game until you got banged up a little bit there. What's it like? Are you a guy you like playing every single snap? I mean, how much does it test your conditioning out there when you're just never coming off the field?
You just got to you can put that in the off season, no doubt. For me, it's
no time to be tired.
No time to be tired. Yeah, it definitely is up to the coaches. If I'm not supposed to be in for a certain series, it's up to them. So wherever they want me, if it's all the whole game, I'm gonna play the whole game. If it's only 15 plays of games, I gotta make 15 plays. So. For me, whatever opportunity I get to get in, I'm trying to make the most of it.
Were you guys feeling the heat or the altitude out there at all?
Definitely was different. I think, but we, Coach AA is giving us a whole off-season regimen to get us right. So for us to go out there is, we just got to do our best to stay in shape and just do our thing. So.
No, it's early in the week, and you probably haven't got to see a ton of Utah tape. I'm sure you're going to break some stuff down. What are your initial impressions of a Utah offense with the Zach Moss and a talented quarterback? What do you take away from looking at their film so far?
Just looking at the film, I see a very explosive running back, multiple running backs actually. I think the early freshman coming in right behind Zach Moss is doing a great job. Huntley back there is doing a fantastic job, just coordinating the offense and stuff. He got dual threat guy, so he's able to run and just likes to make explosive plays. So for them, we're they're a great team, and for us, I think it's going to be a great battle. So.
Yeah, we've talked about this defense, and it's interesting. I think we feel like you guys have been good, and even just talking to your coach, you've been good. But it also still feels like there's a little bit more left on the bone. There's some sacks that haven't quite gotten there. There's some turnovers that were just missed. Where do you think this unit can get better to maybe take over some of these games?
We just gotta be back consistent every day. Like they say for practice, if you practice like you practice like you play. So when you practice every day, at your best, you got to come out there. And you're gonna do your best. You gotta make all these tackles. You can't have missed tackles. Just be assignment in your gaps, and everything else will work out after that.
I'm amazed how you guys have turned around. You seem like you're ready for the next game. I know when I used to take losses, I used to linger a little bit. Have you guys, obviously Coach Clay does a great job of trying to get you guys turned around to the next game, but how do you, as a player, turn the whole team when that locker room is after a game like that? It just stings, a close one in overtime. How do you get that locker room to kind of, let's move on, let's get past it, let's move to the next one? I
think the coaches did a great job. Walking in right after the game, they got to keep your head up. There's no time to look back. You got to move forward. It's already in the past, and for us just to continue to climb the ladder, climb the steps all the way up. So for us to just keep moving forward is the best part. And you got to bring the energy. When we came to practice yesterday, we got to bring the energy right off the bat. You can't wait 3 days later to bring that. There's a they say there's a 24-hour rule, but at the end of the day, you got to move on already. You got to leave that in the back. So just keep moving forward and just eyes on the next opponent and be able to go out there and do our best.
All right, bring the energy on Friday night. Talanoa Hufanga, Trojans need a big game from him in the secondary to get a win over Utah.